Good afternoon on this beautiful Saturday in Idaho. And welcome to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It is getting towards the end of February, and wow, we've had some weather. It's been interesting. Snowing 1 minute, Clint.
Sunshine the next.
I'm going to introduce you, but sunshine the next. Wow. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera, a local real estate agent with over 25 years experience. I work over at Good Vibes Real Estate, which is locally owned and operated right here in Boise and serving the entire Treasure Valley, from Mountain Home to Ontario, and to include the beautiful Jordan Valley. I want to give a shout out to all those farmers and ranchers out in God's country working hard for all of us. We appreciate everything you do. And as a side note, those of you who are helping the cows have calves in the middle of the night, not getting any sleep, wow, what an adventure. We appreciate and recognize that. Thank you very much. And I am honored to have as my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding, one of our amazing sponsors located right in Meridian and serving most of the Western United States. Now, Clint has over 20 years experience in the lending industry, and they do a fantastic job with their customers, and he can be reached at 208-870-4279. Clint, I'll slow down a little bit. 208-870-4279. Clint, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Greg. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun today.
It's going to be great.
It's Open Line Saturday.
Yes, it is.
They can call in.
Anytime.
580-KIDO. We'll take your calls today, folks. We're excited. It's going to be a great show.
Great show.
Now, before we get going, I want to mention another one of our great sponsors, the folks over at Pro Relo Group, your Mayflower agent in Boise, Idaho, with over 25 years moving experience. They're here to serve you, your family, and your business, taking care of your relocation and storage needs effortlessly, whether it's right here in the Treasure Valley or, folks, get this, around the world. When you want to be sure you're in good hands, make the right move with the folks at Pro Relo Group. For a free estimate, please give them a call right here in the Treasure Valley at 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997, or you can reach them and Clint and I at our website, realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, that's realestaterescueidaho.com. Now, if you're a new listener to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue, thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the show. We have a great line of topics, a couple of very special guests, along with some creative ideas to help you navigate this ever-changing and challenging real estate market in the Treasure Valley. Now, Real Estate Rescue is the Treasure Valley's #1 resource for up-to-date, real-time real estate sales information, statistics, and current trends. You'll also get great tips on home maintenance, remodeling, updating, and some new and current and creative financing options with Clint and his team. This is a platform, folks, we've designed to help you. So please feel free and contact us at realestaterescueidaho.com, or you can reach us directly at 208-559-0590. Again, 208-559-0590. Now, Clint, let's get to the show.
Let's do it.
Wow. So I did want to remind everybody we had made a commitment, Clint and I, to the Treasure Valley in 2021 that once a month we would have Open Line Saturday.
There you go.
So, folks, you can call in with questions about buying, selling, fixing the houses, and financing or refinancing. Clint is excited to take your calls about the dollars. 208-580-5436. 580-KIDO. So give us a call, and we're happy to take your questions. Now, we will also have on our second segment special guests from Pro Relo Group. They'll be here to discuss talking about strategies to have a successful moving experience here in the Treasure Valley. We've got a great lineup today. Thanks for tuning in. Clint and I are blessed to be here as always. The market continues, Clint, to move along at a very rapid pace. Homes are going for record dollars today.
Yes, they are.
And we are seeing some increase in inventory a little bit the last couple of weeks. I have noticed that. Hope we will get a chance to go through that today, Clint, some stats on what's happening in the Valley.
Absolutely.
Now, this is absolutely, Clint, a seller's market. Would you agree?
Yes, it is.
We are getting offers plus.
Yep.
Multiple offers and home selling. Folks, you hear about this, I'm sure, in circles and statistics, places of people you talk to, maybe your neighbors, homes are selling anywhere from $35,000 to $60,000 to $75,000 over the initial asking price in some cases. So I'm going to call that a gold rush in the Treasure Valley.
Yes, it is.
You've been here a long time. Have you ever seen it like this?
Not like this.
Never. So how long will it continue? We don't know. I call it the perfect storm, where we have extremely low interest rates, and I think that might be changing a little, Clint.
It's changing just a little bit.
A little bit. We have low inventory and unprecedented demand.
Right. Okay, so you talk about low interest rates. You say they're kind of changing a little bit, but in reality, in the threes, it's still really low.
You mean we can't get 1.9995?
So what was your interest rate on the first house you bought, Greg?
I think it was like 8.5% FHA, and I was happy to get that.
I was so excited.
But you're dating me.
Yeah.
That was back in the 1800s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Like
It was late 1800s.
It was
it wasn't so bad.
Folks, we're going to take a little time to talk about some of the tips and strategies on being able to sell your home successfully and get moved. Now, a couple things. We do want to share thoughts and ideas for the show. We want to encourage you to have a pen, pencil, or crayon around. Sometimes we share a website, a commercial, or a contractor that you might want to get a hold of, take advantage of. We've had some good experiences with a lot of folks, and we want to share that with you. We are also fans of the great Jerry Maguire, some of those great one-liners in that movie. One of them was Help Me Help You. Clint, we talk about that
Very
all the
important.
time. So we want to coordinate with you folks. There's lots to do in these transactions. It does require a lot of cooperation from all parties.
It does. You know what? We've had some great clients, though. Amazing.
Fantastic clients.
Yes. I mean, they're so helpful on everything. They're just amazing.
It's been an adventure, Clint.
Yep.
And I don't want to forget your mantra, show me the money.
Sometimes we have to.
I love that. That is fun. Now, we want to make sure, folks, that we are providing great information for you, that we're here for you. We're getting towards almost the end of the month of February, Clint. I don't know how much more winter we're going to have.
Do you really ever know?
No, it was snowing this morning, and now the sun's out.
Look at yesterday. Everything was like, it's not so bad. And then the wind came up, the storm came up, snows blew. Yeah, it just was crazy, wasn't it?
I looked out the window at lunchtime. It was a blizzard.
Yeah, blizzard.
It was unbelievable.
Coming down.
So we're going to cover this one or two more times, folks. Winter driving checklist, if you will, and the road conditions. 511.idaho.gov.
There you go.
Road conditions. You can check the roads. I know that up north they still have, 200 feet of snow up there in McCall?
There's a lot.
A ton.
Yeah.
And I know you've been up there a few times.
But just a couple.
So be careful, folks. We encourage you to carry a flashlight, extra batteries, blanket, non-perishable food and snacks.
That's right.
Those strawberry Pop-Tarts are always usually
You
a winner.
love those strawberry
Those are
Pop-Tarts.
good. Water. Clint wants to make sure it's not frozen before you take off. Gloves, boots, a first aid kit, cell phone, maybe one of those fancy solar chargers.
Sure.
If you can find one of those, maybe some spare tire chains, jumper cables, a flare, just some safety stuff. And we added here, Mr. Clint Walker wanted to make sure we remind people to take some extra time.
Yeah, you're not in a hurry, are we?
To be safe. Nope.
Sometimes we think about it, but let's all slow down.
We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Nope.
Our next message for 2021, folks, is be kind
I like it.
to your neighbors, people in line, people at the store. It's been a rough year. 2020 was one that's going to go down in the books as an adventure.
We truly do not know how people feel or what they've been through.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
So in 2021 now here, we're 2 months into this. We're in the first quarter. And so when you're out and about, just keep in mind, we don't know what people are going through next to us, and take a moment and be kind. And Clint and I are always suggesting pick up those cell phones. Text message is one thing. A phone call is another.
Yep.
Reach out.
That's right.
Okay. Now, show reminders. You're going to hear ads on the show during the week of investors willing to buy your homes. They pay cash. They'll close quick and do all these amazing things. And folks, right now, our job is to take care of you here. We are here for you, to work you through situations, not to take advantage of you. So if you or somebody you know is in a position where they need to get out of their home quickly, we have some great opportunities. We have investors we work with, but right now, the way the market is, Clint, I think it's fair to say we could help pretty much everybody create a win-win.
That's correct.
So please do give us a holler. Real Estate Rescue Idaho, if you do need some help, or you can, if you get to the website, Real Estate Rescue Idaho, go down on the landing page and you can fill out the form, ask for help, and we will get right back to you right away. And now we also have, as a reminder, Clint, you make fun of me, but you can search for homes on our website.
You can.
And you won't be stalked,
No.
meaning some of those other websites, folks, we know people hunt you down, they call you, they send you emails and harass you. We'll generally send you one email saying thanks for signing up, and we might try and give you a holler if we can. Other than that, enjoy the website. Lots of folks are on that searching for homes, Clint.
They really are.
And I caved to a popular demand, a little bit of listener peer pressure, and Clint, my technological advancements are a little slow.
They are?
They are. But we have
It's
finally...
kind of that era when you grew up in the late 1800s, like you said earlier, right?
We finally came up with it. We have an email for you folks. I know some people don't want to sign up on the website. It's easier to reach us just via email. It's Greg, G-R-E-G, at realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, Greg at realestaterescueidaho.com. If that's easier, send us a quick email. If you have any questions, you need some help, feel free. Do let us know. Now, shout-outs. I thought we might just take a minute, give a couple shout-outs to some of the amazing folks we've had the opportunity to work with. Clint, Chris, and Abby are getting ready to move in.
Yep.
Wow. They have done an awesome job. They're almost there.
Almost there.
Kyle and Crystal.
Great people.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
Yep, went through a lot, got that home. Amazing. Now, Bill and Vicky, shout out. Folks, we're going to talk a little bit, if we can, Clint, today about preparing your home to sell.
Yep.
Bill and Vicky get an A+++.
Did they do it?
Awesome. Yep.
I tell you what, that's a fine line. It's kind of important, isn't it, though?
Yep. And on a personal level, there's two people we need to shout out to. Those are our amazing wives.
Amazing. Thank you.
Putting up with schedules.
All this time,
present.
schedules, that's right.
Honey, when are you going to be home?
Yep.
I'm on my way. I'm running late.
Very important.
I fell asleep on the couch.
Yep.
At home at 7 o'clock. So I do want to give a shout out to our wives. Thank you very much for your support, your kindness, your understanding, and being there for us. Couldn't do this without you.
Two amazing people.
And one more. Mr. Miller, Kevin Miller's wife, owns Hope Blooms Flowers and Things. We had ordered some flowers here recently. Yep. And folks, if you want to get some folks who do a fantastic job, extremely professional flowers upon delivery that will create memories for a lifetime. Hope Blooms Flowers and Things in Eagle. I don't have their website here, phone number. I apologize, but you can find them online, and they do a fantastic job. Now, Clint, how we doing?
Hey, we're getting down there, close to the break, aren't we?
Probably going to have to sneak out on a break.
Yep.
Any thoughts before we go to break?
Any thoughts? Let's think about that. Again, grateful for all of our clients. Amazing people. They've been just incredible, right? Great to work with. Salt of the earth people. Just outstanding. Love the fact they're moving here. Great to work with. Every one of them have just been outstanding.
Folks, if you've been listening for a while and you're thinking about it, we're pretty harmless. We work hard. We try to do a great job, create win-win situations.
Yep.
Give us a holler on the website, realestaterescueidaho.com, or you can email us directly, Greg at realestaterescueidaho.com. And we need to take a quick break. Folks, you're listening to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. We have some special guests from Pro Relo Group, The Rick and Rick Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his creative solutions team at Summit Funding. And in just a few minutes is our special guests. Folks, for those of you who are getting ready to move, or maybe needing temporary storage, or you've gotten caught in the middle of a delay, because COVID, we know, folks, has caused a lot of delays in the real estate industry. Our friends over at Pro Relo Group are here to serve you, whether it's a local move right here in the Treasure Valley or somewhere across this amazing country. They specialize in helping folks get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. And if you'd like a free quote, feel free to give them a call. 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. And you can reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com at the bottom of the landing page. Fill that out. Let them know you'd like to talk to the moving folks, and we will get somebody to get back to you right away. And remember, we're going to bring them on here, but never pay in advance for a move, no deposits, and sometimes the local guy is not necessarily a better option. Now let's see if we can bring them on. Rick and Rick, are you guys there?
We are. Good morning. Good morning, Greg.
Thanks for taking the time, gentlemen, to join us. It is an honor to have you here. The owners of Pro Relo Group, one of our amazing sponsors, and they're here to share some thoughts with you on how to get moved successfully, avoid being taken advantage of, scammed, or have your belongings held hostage, believe this or not, folks, when the company that you chose loads your property into their truck and decides to charge you twice as much. I know it's hard to believe, but it is happening. I do want to introduce Rick Soder and Rick Hosea. We call them Rick and Rick. They have over 60 years of moving relocation experience, and they're committed to providing a great customer experience and a successful moving opportunity, either locally and or across the country. Gentlemen, thanks for taking time to join us today. And I want to invite you to share what you guys are most passionate about and what you see happening in the industry today.
Well, and I'm sorry to interrupt. So, Greg, thank you so much for that great introduction. And we are really excited to be a part of what you are trying to do with your listeners in creating the best experience in real estate. And obviously, we are a small part of that. And making sure that we have the ability to make the end of that transaction a really positive experience. I mean, we are very passionate about the experience that our customers feel when our crews are in their homes, invading their personal space and taking care of all of their worldly belongings. So that's what's passionate. That's what we have passion for. So, and making sure that when they, if they're coming in from out of state or moving locally, that at the end of the transition, that they are settled in and really happy with the decision that they've made to buy that home and finance that home and move to that new location.
I know you guys are passionate. We hear stories when we get to have a chance to meet with you during the week when you guys are here and are able to take the time. Can you share with folks, what separates movers? I had just shared when I did the introduction that, I was hearing stories with you guys that folks have actually had their belongings held hostage in the moving truck after they were loaded up before they were delivered.
Yeah, and it's very frustrating when we hear stories like that because, that's the dark side of our industry. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people that are not experienced. They're just in it to make a buck, and that's not what we're about. We're a part of the community here. We want to have a value to whether it's one of your real estate clients or someone coming in from out of state. These are our neighbors. We want them to be happy that they are our neighbors. And so we want to give them the best experience possible.
So
I met with a husband and wife yesterday during the blizzard, and that's exactly what I told them. We had delivered their goods over the weekend, and just as a follow-up to go out there and pick up their empty boxes. And that's what I told them. We were so excited to have them as our neighbors in the Treasure Valley.
Hey, Rick and Rick, this is Clint. Hey, appreciate you being on here. And just a shout out to both of you. Really had the opportunity to use you guys as to move my son up north. So personally got to use it. Amazing experience, just outstanding.
Well, thank you for that, Clint. We were proud to help him out, and those are the experiences that we love to be a part of because I know you had mentioned he's starting in college up there, and that's a very pivotal time in his life, and to have a really positive experience right before that's what we're passionate about.
That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you, the other thing is that a lot of times people, at least this is for me, I've always said this, I've got this, I'll just move this myself. That was probably the best decision of my life when we talked about that, have you guys do that, because I don't know, maybe I'm just getting older. I wasn't born in the late 1800s like Greg was, but I was, somewhere a little bit after that.
Right, and that way when you're on the show with Greg, you're not wincing in pain.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Hey, guys, I did want to talk for just a minute while we're making fun of me being so young and spry and
That's right.
healthy and making that move yourself versus your mattress coming out on the freeway.
Oh, on the
80
freeway.
miles an
That's
hour.
right. We've
Yes.
heard stories of that.
And challenges. Can you guys speak just for a minute here? We got a couple more minutes about, I always talk about never pay in advance, never give your credit card online, never sign up like that to a move. Can you just take a minute or two and kind of speak to that for folks who are here listening today? Maybe they took time from their lunch and they're just trying to make some decisions about moving in or out of the Treasure Valley.
Greg, I'm glad you brought that up because unfortunately, we hear and get those calls from those folks that have truly been taken advantage of. And as Rick mentioned earlier, it really affects our industry. With a lot of folks that are working the internet trying to secure moves without assets, without personnel, in many cases, Greg, without even insurance. So for us, it's really important that, our image is important to the community. When we book a move, we're going to be there to move you. We're going to give you a not to exceed cost for that move. There will be no changes to pricing. And when we give you a delivery spread, we really work hard to make that work so that you can make your plans accordingly. And when things come up, because they do, we also are there to help with the adjustments that are needed, such as storage. Because as you know, we're finding a lot of folks coming in from all over the country, and for whatever reason, there's delays in closing. And so what we try to do is take that pressure off of them if that's the situation they find themselves in.
So you have storage short-term and long-term, correct? That's
right, Greg. Both options are available. And again, we care about, like Rick mentioned, this is our neighborhood. These are our neighbors, and it's important to us. By the way, we're both owners, but we're both fully engaged every day in our business. We lead from the front, and we inspire our teams. We had a great meeting yesterday, shared some of our visions, and our teams really respond to that. So that's who we truly are.
So real quick, as we have listeners who have family and friends, some coming from great distances, how far out, what's your width, or what's a word I could use? How far out can you guys reach from the Treasure Valley to help people get here? Or in case, we're helping a lot of people move, Texas, Missouri, all over the place, all over the country. Can you just take a minute here before we got to take another break and share with people how far out you can go and what your reach is?
Well, we are across the continental U.S. Our crews are all over the country right now. And with our partnership with Mayflower Van Lines, if there is an individual who may even be moving in from Canada or Hawaii or overseas, we love to help them through that experience, because between the service that we're going to give them on this end for an international move, along with the partnerships that we have and the personal accountability that we have with our partners throughout the world, it's great to be able to execute with those relationships. So that's it's pretty broad based, but. No, our crews are all over the country, and as a matter of fact, we even in certain situations we sometimes send in our special ops team and put them on a plane and put them where they need to be to take care of those customers. So,
and guys, I have about 20 seconds left here. Is it free for a quote, and is that something you can do pretty quickly, regardless of where they are?
Yeah, Greg, starting that process there's never a time that's early. So we offer free quotes. We can amend the quote as needed, but I think we're happy to be part of that process as early as the folks are ready to do it.
Thank you, guys. I want to say thanks for taking time to join us.
Absolutely.
On this Saturday afternoon, gentlemen.
Well, thank you. And hey, I want to give a shout out to our wives as well, as they put up with a lot of what we deal with scheduling. So thank you.
Absolutely, yes.
Gentlemen, thank you. Folks, we need to take another quick commercial break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Clint and I are going to talk about some stats, some prices, some strategies on how to capitalize in the market here in the Treasure Valley. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Mr. Clint Walker, thanks for being here today.
Well, absolutely.
And welcome back.
Well, thank you.
And I do want to say thanks to folks who are with us and joining us today. We appreciate you taking time to spend with us today, and we appreciate it. Clint, I did want to talk about the numbers.
Well, I think we should.
The interest rates. What's happening with payments, costs, the interest rates going up, down, all around this week?
They're kind of all over the board.
What are your thoughts to folks?
Well, here's my thought. I'll tell you, we say that they're all over the board, and sometimes they go up just a little bit. And we kind of had a little bit of a hiccup earlier this week, you know, with when you say, rates started to go up. And but guess what?
Yeah.
They're still really low. We talked about it earlier in the first segment. We said
back in the 1800s.
Back in the 1800s when you had that house, your first house, right? What was it? Now, I remember mine, which has been 30 years ago, right? That my first house, the rates were 9.5%. And you talk to my parents, you talk to other people, they said, I had a 16%.
Yeah, I remember in the 80s
I had,
it was 16.
You know, so some really high interest rates. And in the, even what was it, a couple of years ago, rates were in the 4s, right? So in the upper 4s. So we're still in the 3s, lower 3s, mid 3s, depending on your scenario, what's going on, still historically low.
So we have historically high sales prices, historically low interest rates.
Okay. Even though for the last, 9 months or so, we've just been spoiled as all get out with super low rates under the 3s, right?
Well, I'm with you, and we've been saying it might be time to refi if you've been holding off.
Been holding off. Now's the time. Might as well get in there while they're in the 3s, correct?
I say lower your payments, get cash out for life's luxuries or urgencies.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Maybe some things you need to pay off. Maybe some debt you want to get rid of. Have you ever, some people do. We've had some who have gotten rid of some debt and paid off some cars and some credit cards and some student loans and different things that have just really been eating at them lately and just high interest and just paying lots of money on it. Now it's gone. It's in their house at a super low interest rate. They're able to pay extra on their house to pay it off quicker. It's been really good.
I want to give you a thumbs up because I know you've helped several people pay off those pesky car loans.
I know.
Refi the current loan and lower their payment after they paid off their vehicles.
After everything's paid off, yeah.
Pretty astounding, buddy.
It's been good.
Great job. Now, appraisals. Eventually here, we're going to run into some appraisal challenges.
Well, we're starting to.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see it that the homes are moving so quickly, and then if you find an area that it's that they've got to keep the comparisons close. We're finding that they're going back on some of the appraisals and they're a little bit lower because prices are skyrocketing so quickly. They're not keeping up with it.
And the process to deal with that is a little lengthy the backside.
Yeah, it takes a little bit more time.
Yep. So, folks, we're happy to help you here, but it might be a great time to refinance, lower that payment, pay off some of that pesky debt, and have some fun in 2021.
Well, should, yes.
That rhymes.
It does.
Now, new opportunities, new program. I know we talked about the HERO program. We talked about that starting, I think, in December.
Yep.
As far as you know, it's still going on.
Still going.
So, folks, the HERO program, if you're a regular listener, you know those interest rates were super, super low into the low 2s.
Yep.
And in order to qualify for that, there were some parameters, but you need to be a first responder.
Yep.
Doctors, nurses, hospital folks.
Yep.
Frontline workers,
retail workers,
law enforcement, all those folks. Yep.
You bet.
So, folks, if you know somebody who's in that group, or you're in that group yourself, and you've been putting this off, and you're thinking, hey, let's give it a shot, see if we qualify. Clint, that's a pretty inexpensive, free process.
Yes, it is.
To try that. Okay. Anything else you'd like to let folks know as we move through the financing piece here, Clint?
Through the financing. if you're planning on getting out and finding a home, if you're planning on selling your house and looking for another one, and you're kind of in that process, you're not sure how to proceed and how to move forward, I would say that probably your first thing, Greg, which I think maybe you agree or not, go get pre-approved.
100%.
Know where you stand, 100%, right?
Yep.
Know exactly where you stand. Know where your ratios are. Know how much money you need down. Know how much money you don't need down. That's probably the most important.
Well, in the last segment, I want to talk about some of the strategies involved, what's happening with sellers, what buyers are doing, what buyers need to be doing, and what some of their options are right now as we're moving in through the first quarter of 2021, because I call it a rodeo.
It definitely is a rodeo.
It's wild out there. The markets continue to be super competitive. Prices are astoundingly high in many areas, and folks are willing to pay top dollar plus, Clint, in many cases, tens of thousands of dollars. It is astounding. We're going to need to go to
that is correct.
Another break here in a couple of minutes, Clint.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Maybe we should just review here before the break a little bit of the stats.
Okay, go for it.
I always try to make that fun. So, folks, here, statistics at Real Estate Rescue are here to give you a little perspective about what's happening here in the beautiful Treasure Valley in Ada County. Now, for those of you who are just joined us, you're new to the show, the criteria we use is 3 bedrooms or more, 2 bathrooms or more, 2-car garage or more, and a half-acre size lot or smaller. I just want to make sure we get that out there. And in Ada County, this week, active homes for sale that follow that criteria, there were 228 of them. So that's up quite a bit from last week, averaging $625,000.
Wow.
The new construction side of that had 132 homes, averaging $594,000. And the existing homes, there were 96 of those, averaging $667, Clint, in Ada County, Idaho. That's astounding.
In Ada County.
Tell you what I think here. We get ready. Oh, we got a couple more minutes. All right. So in Eagle, if we drill down, new construction had 7 homes, averaging $843,000. And the floor on that, the starting price, folks, for that was $536,000, going up to just over $1 million. Existing homes, there were 11 of those, averaging $1.02 million, Clint.
That's it.
The floor on that was $549,000, so costing you $549,000 to get in to the lowest price house in Eagle, Idaho. Top price this last week was $1.45. In beautiful Boise, a new construction, there were 19 homes available, averaging $995,000. We had that 3.9 home that's been there for a while. We keep watching. If I remove that, Clint, the average price was $828 for new construction.
Wow.
The floor was $399, so you can still get in there, and the top one was that 3.9 home. And then existing or resale homes, there were 43 of those available. So we got a boost, Clint, this last week. So homes are coming available. They were averaging $685,000. $339 or $339,000 was the floor of that, going to $2.195.
Wow.
And then in Meridian, right next door, new construction, there were 63 homes, Clint, averaging $521. The floor on that was $419, all the way up to $875. Existing or resale was $589 was the average, $339 was the floor, and $1.39 was the top. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're in Idaho.
Mind-blowing. Yeah.
This isn't Seattle or Portland or
No,
some other
no,
places.
no.
It's astounding. In beautiful Cuna, new construction, there were 40 homes, so there's a bunch, averaging $479. The floor on that in Cuna, $402,000. Clint, that's the first time. Yep, that's the lowest price, new construction. Going up to $574. Existing and resale, there were 9 homes, averaging $426, and the floor of that was $335. And last but not least, there in Ada County, beautiful Star, Idaho. New construction, there were 3 of those, Clint, averaging $557. $535 was the bottom of that.
Wow.
$599 was the top. And existing or resale homes, there were 3 of those at averaging $653. $465 was the low, and $995 was the top. Clint, we need to get to a quick break, and then I think we can go through some of those more exciting stats.
The more exciting ones.
And if you'd like to give us a holler, you can give us a call at 580-KIDO, 5436. We're happy to take your call right after the break. Folks, we need to take another quick break. You are listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. Clint and I are going to talk about some strategies for sellers in our last segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint, welcome back.
Thank you, Greg.
I do want to encourage you folks, we have till just before 1. If you have a question you want to call in, we are here. We could take a call or two.
Yeah.
580-KIDO, 580-5436.
You got it.
We're here and love to hear from you. Field a question or two if you'd like to give us a call. We do have email if that's not, you're not that brave. Greg at realestaterescueidaho.com.
We definitely have that.
With any questions, you bet. And for those of you who are getting ready to move, I don't want to forget our great guests we just had. The folks over at Pro Relo Group are here to serve you, whether it's a local move right here in the Treasure Valley or somewhere across the country. They specialize in helping folks get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. If you'd like a free quote, please feel free to give them a call, 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. You can also reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com. Remember, never pay in advance for a move. Clint, I thought we might take just a minute and talk about what's happening in the market right now with sellers. There's a lot of information floating out there.
There's a lot.
Can you share with the listeners what you're hearing from your buyers as the man who passes out the money? And you're in touch with the buyers on a regular basis, and they're out going into the homes and experiencing this. Can you share with our audience, Clint, kind of what you're hearing and what you're seeing?
Yeah. So people obviously are a little bit frustrated. They don't know what to do with it. It's moving so quickly. They have to make decisions so quickly, right? So that's a frustration for people. This is a big decision. This home is, so you have to make sure that the decision you make together, or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to buy, you're trying to do this in a very quick, because if you don't hurry up with the offer, right, Greg? I mean, you know this more than anybody. It's going to disappear. It's going to be gone. There's going to be how many offers on the table, right? So that is happening. We're seeing that there's a few people that are not going out and selling it. They're actually remodeling their home and adding on to it to give them more room instead of going out and trying to sell this and get another one because the pricing. It's kind of interesting.
Remodeling with a refinance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot's going on out there.
There's a lot.
Yep. And I want to encourage you, I don't want to forget the stats here in Canyon County.
Oh, we forgot
For
them.
like 45 seconds. I get myself in trouble for those of our amazing listeners in beautiful Canyon County. I don't want them to feel forgotten. We had 118 active homes for sale in Canyon County, averaging 415,000. Clint, new construction, there were 82 homes, averaging 464. Existing, there were 36 of those, averaging 371. The floor on the existing homes was 259.
Oh, there you go.
And the new construction was 348.
So there's still opportunities?
Yep, yes, there is, absolutely. Drilling down right there in Nampa, there were 57 new homes for sale, averaging 468, and the floor on that was 348. An existing or resale home, there was 19 of those in Nampa, averaging 388, and the start was 259.
There we go.
A low price on that one. And then right next door in Caldwell, there were 16 new construction homes, averaging 423, starting at 385, going up to just over $500,000. And then existing or resale, there was 15 of those, averaging 355, Clint starting at 275.
Wow.
And then in Middleton, I know you're familiar with
Little
that
stomping grounds.
area. Yep. New construction had 9 homes, averaging 496, Clint.
Yep.
We're almost at $500,000. Starting at 445, and then existing, I found 2 homes averaging 325, which was pretty good. There was a 310 home, and then one at 340. So, if you're getting ready to sell,
Yes.
I want to encourage you. We're working with a lot of our listeners who've trusted us to help them through the sales process and getting moved, transitioned, and then the purchase process on the other side.
That's correct.
And while we have a couple minutes here, if you're thinking about selling, I gave a shout out at the beginning of the show to Bill and Vicki, and there's a lot of things we can do to our homes, Clint, ahead of time. I do say that when you're getting ready to sell and you drive away from your home and you turn around and that last look, Clint, and you go, wow, it looks better than when I ever lived there.
Yeah.
Folks, I'll say that you did the right thing.
That's right.
Because folks, especially who are coming in, buying, making offers of $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 over asking price, and then they get a home inspection, they ask for some things. I'm a big fan, Clint. Folks, a pre-listing home inspection is critical to avoid surprises.
You say that all the time.
We don't want any uh-ohs.
Uh-ohs.
Just like our commercial.
No,
Uh-oh.
no more.
No more uh-ohs. We don't want to be getting in trouble with that. So a pre-inspection
Good
home
idea.
inspection is a great idea. That gives you a list of some of the repairs that you can make, and at least you can be aware of those. And we also have, the buyers may hire their own inspector.
Right.
And he may come up with some other things. We've had that happen a couple
true.
times. So just be aware. We want you to be aware of what's going on, and then be compassionate to those buyers. They're paying a lot of money. A home inspection brings some items. I would just ask that you'd be compassionate, put yourself in their place, and maybe be willing to fix some things you might not have been willing to fix under different circumstances.
Absolutely. Hey, if it helps you, right?
Well, that's my thought here, because what we're trying to do is bring everybody together,
Yep.
create a win-win situation.
correct.
And you and I always say a real estate transaction is not completed unless they
Move.
move out.
They have to, don't they?
And so to that point, we got a couple minutes, and I was
Yeah.
thinking, Clint, the condition that you leave your home in, like I just shared, when you get ready to move out, can have a big impact on the people moving in.
Absolutely.
So we're a part of this all over the valley, and weekly we go through this. And just recently we had some sellers moved out, like they moved back to Washington, and they had the home professionally cleaned.
Oh, nice.
They had the windows washed professionally in and out. The buyers moved in, and it was just an awesome, awesome experience. So please do be aware of that. There's things you can do to help people feel better. If you're in a neighborhood and we have neighbors coming and going, people moving out, go say hello. Clint, remember you've moved and you go to a neighborhood, you don't know anybody, it's a little scary. Go over and say hi.
Go
Shake
say
their
hello.
hand. I'm not saying you have to offer to help them move in, but say hello. Make them feel comfortable. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yep. We want to be here for you folks here. Real Estate Rescue Idaho is dedicated to helping you in the Treasure Valley move in or out. Your relocation connection, Clint.
It's true.
Absolutely. Tremendous opportunities. I do not know how long this is going to last. So if you're thinking about selling, I'm going to say get a hold of us. It can be tricky.
It's time, isn't it?
Yep. There's a lot of things going on. There's possession after closing. There's negotiating, a lot of moving parts with folks, especially around the country. We have some folks moving to Texas.
Yeah.
And they were greatly impacted by that ice storm here we had last week. So just a lot of moving parts. If you want some help, please do let us know. We want to be a resource for you in all areas of real estate and finance.
True story.
Anything you want to add, Clint? We got about a minute.
A couple of the questions we had a couple emails, a couple of questions that we had come in. It was kind of interesting. First of all, when you say remodel your house, I mean, not remodel it, but what is the most important thing to fix? That was one of the questions. What's the most important thing
I'm
to
gonna
get it
tell you,
ready?
It's those little things you've been putting off.
Yes.
That you knew you should have fixed one Saturday and you didn't do it. And it's back there in the back of your mind. I had this conversation with two folks last week.
Okay.
Greg, we've been wanting to fix those. We just never got to it.
Oh.
It's those things. So I can't tell you.
So you're saying if you're going through and you're saying I should have done this a long time ago and I didn't do it, right?
Yep, I am.
Then you're saying get it done if you're
Get it
ready to
done.
sell.
Yep. Clint, I'm up against it.
Pretty close.
Thank you, folks, for taking time to join us today. Many of you on your lunch hour, others of you in your shop and around the valley, in your car, at home, maybe taking a nap in your garage, one eye open. Thanks for joining us here at Real Estate Rescue. We really appreciate it. Clint and I will be back next week. You can reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com.